Naomi and Wynonna Judd burst onto the country music scene in the 1980s, blending Appalachian folk, bluegrass, and pop sounds that captivated fans across generations. With Wynonna's deep, soulful voice and Naomi's harmonizing touch, the Judds redefined country music with their powerful storytelling. But their journey was anything but easy. Naomi, a young mother at just 17, raised Wynonna and her sister Ashley in the small town of Morrill, Kentucky. They lived simply, relying on their own hands to get by. In those Kentucky mountains, Wynonna learned to play the guitar, and the mother-daughter duo began harmonizing together, a bond that would soon take them from their humble roots to the world stage. In Nashville, Naomi's determination paid off. After an audition at RCA, the Judds quickly rose to fame with their breakout song, Mama, He's Crazy. Their unique sound struck a chord, and soon they were selling millions of records, winning 8 CMA Awards and 5 Grammys in just 7 years. In 1991, Naomi's health forced her to step away, leading to an emotional farewell tour. Their final performance drew the largest pay-per-view audience in history, cementing their legacy as one of country music's most beloved acts. Afterward, Wynonna launched her solo career, proving she was a force all her own, with hit albums and top-charting songs throughout the 90s and 2000s. In 2011, they opened their lives to fans in a reality series, sharing their struggles, joys, and deep bond that's made them a true family of country music. Naomi Judd, the legendary country music star, left the world with a musical legacy adored by millions. But when her will was made public after her passing in April, one detail stunned fans and the media alike. Her 2 daughters, Ashley and Wynonna Judd, were left out entirely. What would prompt a mother to make such a surprising decision? Before we continue, like the video if this content is something you enjoy, and turn on notifications so you won't miss an upload from us, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. In her $25 million estate plan, Naomi designated her husband, Larry Strickland, as the executor of her estate. Naomi Judd, who passed away at 76 on April 30, 2022 after a prolonged struggle with mental illness, designated her husband, Larry Strickland, as the executor of her will, excluding her daughters, Wynonna and Ashley Judd. Her $25 million estate, largely earned from her successful career with Wynonna, was now managed by Strickland. Naomi's passing came just days before what would have been her and Strickland's 33rd wedding anniversary. Typically, people assume that a parent's estate will go directly to their children, especially in families as close as the Judds. But in Naomi's case, the entire estate was left to her husband. So why would Naomi leave Ashley and Wynonna out of her will? As surprising as it may seem, there are several strategic and financial reasons that could explain this decision. Reasons that are common in estate planning for high-value estates. Strickland, though aware of his wife Naomi Judd's struggles, admitted he hadn't realized the full extent of her pain. Reflecting on his care for her, he shared that he had tried to encourage her to eat and exercise, managed her medications, and did everything possible to support her. For 33 years, Strickland, a former backup singer for Elvis Presley, rarely left Naomi's side, always ensuring she had someone with her, often at the expense of his own well-being. For over 13 years, he was with her constantly, only leaving the house if she knew his plans and return time. First, Naomi and Larry had been married for more than 30 years. It's common in long-term marriages for one spouse to leave everything to the other. There are real financial benefits to this arrangement. For example, the surviving spouse inherits assets without facing immediate estate taxes, which can be a huge financial advantage. Currently, the federal estate tax exemption in the U.S. is $12.06 million. This exemption allows estates up to that amount to pass tax-free. By transferring her assets to her husband, Naomi likely aimed to reduce the family's tax burden, preserving more of her wealth in the long run. And if Naomi had already used her lifetime exemption in previous gifts or estate planning moves, transferring her assets to Larry would delay any potential tax liabilities, a strategy frequently used to manage high-value estates. Some have speculated that Naomi's decision may have been made to shield her daughters from the pressures of managing a complex estate. As world-renowned musicians themselves, Ashley and Wynonna are focused on their own careers, and being the executors of such a high-profile estate would come with serious responsibilities and stress. Leaving the estate to Larry could have been a way to give her daughters the freedom to continue their lives and careers without the legal and emotional burdens of estate management. Then, there's the question of Naomi's songwriting catalog, a valuable intellectual property. If Naomi's estate plan did not specify that these rights be transferred to Wynonna, then Wynonna may now share these rights with her stepfather, Larry. This underscores why estate planning for intellectual property is so critical, especially in the music industry. Another intriguing point: Naomi's will was filed in probate, meaning it's a public document. Wills become public records once they go to probate, which means that anyone can access them. If privacy was important to Naomi, she may have used trusts for certain assets, as trusts don't go through probate and remain confidential. Using trusts would allow Naomi to quietly pass on some assets without them becoming public knowledge. It's a method that many estate planning attorneys recommend to high-profile clients who want to keep personal financial details out of the spotlight. So, while it might seem surprising that Naomi left her daughters out of her will, her decision likely reflects careful planning and specific intentions to preserve her family's wealth and protect their futures. Since Naomi's passing, Strickland leaned on her daughters, Ashley and Wynonna, for emotional support, saying, "We need each other to cling to. The comfort of our relationship is essential." Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.